If I were to tell you the secrets of life, the keys of life that will take you anywhere you want, those du'as you've been asking for, you want them materialized, this will help you. This video will help you understand how to get to a point in your life where your du'as are answered. What you first must understand is that knowledge is everything. When I was a lot younger than I am right now, I made dua for something impossible. I made dua that I would grow taller, and I reached my limit. The doctors said that I couldn't grow any taller. And then when I made dua and I did certain things in my life, I grew. I grew 3 inches more, 3 inches taller. It was crazy. It couldn't have happened. I mean, I was 20, I think I was 20. I was 20, I couldn't grow any more. I didn't grow for like another 2 years. So when I was 18, I stopped growing. And when I was 20, I grew 3 inches taller. What you must understand is that your understanding of how Allah works is the most important thing. When you see the things that happen in your life, when you start thinking that, oh, how is this problem going to get solved? And you start having despair, you start thinking that this problem's never going to get solved, then that is who Allah is going to be to you. Allah says in Hadith Qudsi, I am as my servant thinks of me. So let him think good of me. If you start thinking that Allah is not Al-Wakil, the disposer of all affairs, then he won't be that to you. This is so mind-boggling, so mind-blowing. This concept will change your life. I mean, it's not coming from me. This is coming from Allah himself, the one who created the heavens and the earth, the one who created everything, the one who created me, the one who created you watching me right now. For you to have your du'as accepted, for you to have everything you've ever wanted, you must understand that every time you raise your hands for dua, you don't even need to raise your hands, you could just speak it. Every time you do this, you are thinking that my dua is reaching the highest heavens, is going straight to Allah. It's not going at the lowest heavens, it's going straight, directly, one direction to Allah. And that is when it all changes. That is when you start to have yaqeen, certainty in your du'as. That is when your du'as start to get answered. That is when you get happy. If you really want your du'as to be answered, you have to have this level of certainty. I mean, there was a time, our predecessors, they would make dua for rain, and before they made the dua, they would get buckets and take it outside. And the people were like, why are you taking buckets? Why are you putting buckets outside? There's no rain. And they said, we're gonna make dua and it's gonna rain. This was their level of certainty they had in Allah. Why? You cannot have a level of certainty if you do not know who Allah truly is. And you know who Allah truly is by learning the names and attributes of Allah. And another thing that you need to understand about certainty is beliefs. Beliefs shape action. Every belief creates an action, and every action is shaped from its belief. It goes back to its beliefs. Now, the reason why so many people cannot have this level of yaqeen, this level of certainty, to the point where it's either this and nothing else, it's just this, your du'as are going to be answered. The way you get to this level of yaqeen, the certainty, is by learning the examples of what Allah has done. You see, Allah has given examples in the Quran. Why? Because Allah knows that examples are the things that shape beliefs. Allah mentions in the Quran that He created Isa alayhi salam with no father. He made Maryam alayhi salam give birth to a child who had no father. Another example is that Allah split the sea for Musa alayhi salam. Another example, Ibrahim alayhi salam nurtured 2 birds. He raised them, he trained them to come to him whenever he calls them. And so Allah told him to go to different mountains and place these 2 birds and kill these 2 birds and place these 2 birds in different mountains. And then he said, come back, go down, go away from the mountain, and then call them and they shall come to you. These are examples Allah has given in the Quran. There are many more examples, like Ashab al-Kahf, the people of the cave. They slept for many, many years without needing any food. These are the miracles of Allah. And these are examples Allah has given. Now, when you start to think of these examples, that, hey, this example has happened, which means the du'as that I've been asking for can happen, this changes your belief. And this changes your certainty. And this is where your beliefs start to change about who Allah truly is. He is Al-Qadir. He is the most capable. He can do all things. And He can answer your du'as. Allah says in Surah An-Nazi'at, أَأَنْتُمْ أَشَدُّ خَلْقًا أَمِ السَّمَاءُ بَنَاهَا. It is easy for Allah. There is no hardship upon Allah. He can do anything. Allah says in Surah Yasin, Kun fayakun. So whenever you make that dua, I want you to have a level of certainty. By Allah, this will change your life. Every single dua you've been asking for will be materialized. You will get exactly what you asked for, and you will get exactly what you thought Allah of. There are 3 things that you need to take from this video. You need to have good thoughts of Allah. And how do you develop these good thoughts? You know who Allah truly is. He is Al-Wakil, He is Al-Qadir, He is the most powerful, He is the most generous, Al-Kareem, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. He has so many names and so many beautiful names. The best of names is what He has. So learn the names of Allah. Number 2, have yaqeen, have certainty in Allah that He will answer your du'as. There is no doubt He is going to answer your du'as. And number 3 is change your beliefs. You change your beliefs by learning examples that are in the Quran, because that is what are going to shape your beliefs. 3 things you need to learn in order to make your du'as materialize. Try this out and you will see wonders by the permission of Allah. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this video.